Welcome to Infinite Wellness, where you will find everything health, wellness, and consciousness. I am your host, Noelle Agape, and I just want to let you know that today a big breakthrough happened for me today. And so I was watching the video with Regan Hillyer, and basically she changed my perspective on things in such a way that was so great and so powerful that I wanted to share it with all of you guys. If you don't know who she is, Regan is amazing and a beautiful light, and she truly brings her gifts to the world and is living in her life of purpose for sure. And so she said one thing that actually triggered me in the video. And you guys know that I always come on here and I teach when things affect me, right? And so what is going on was that she asked one simple question, and she said, "How are you addicted to struggle?" And at first I was like, wow, addicted to struggle. Well, that's like a victimhood mentality, right? And then I stopped and I realized that every aspect of your life that you have not dialed in and you're struggling in, whether it's relationships or whether it is money or whether it is your career or finances or anything, there's a component of it that you're struggling, right? And so I had to stop and I had to think about what parts of my life were I addicted to struggle, right? And because I do this for a living, I'm pretty good with like removing the energy and finding the emotion and figuring out the next solution, right? And then I just stopped and I said, what components of my life am I addicted to struggle? Like, is it not happening in my life because it's not supposed to? And so what happens very often, and especially with me, is that when something is not happening, I do more, right? I do more work. I find, I want to find the solution. I'm very solution based, right? And I'm very action based. And what I do is I go into go mode as soon as there's a struggle, right? And so that is me, like my Joan of Arc, me, my conquering the world, being like, okay, I'm going to kick ass. I'm going to take names. I got this, right? And so that was my athlete mentality. My whole life was, okay, we're down by two. We need, we need two goals to win or whatever it was. And it was always coming from a wounded perspective, right? And then I stopped today and thought, well, what happens if I came from the divine perspective, right? As opposed to the wounded. And so the wounded is the victim and overcoming the fear and overcoming and becoming the best and doing whatever it takes to become the best. And then I stopped and realized that's a lot more work that needs to happen, right? And I'm not saying just sit and meditate and it's going to show up in your lap. What I'm saying is, yes, meditate, do the inner work and take action, but take aligned action, right? And so often Regan made me realize that so often we get triggered and we go into struggle mode and we go into our fight or flight and our amygdala gets triggered and the brain says, I'm not feeling safe right now. So I'm going to take you all the way back to what you were because that's where we were safe, right? And so it was really cool to understand and stop and say, where am I addicted to the struggle of this? Because if I overcome that struggle, right, that proves to me and my subconscious and everyone in the world how powerful I am. It shows me that I am a conqueror. I am doing amazing, great things, right? And what if there's a different way? And she mentioned in the video, Regan mentioned in the video, what if it's easy? And easy doesn't mean I'm sitting back and doing nothing and eating cookies and ice cream and expecting everything to happen. Easy means it's an alignment, right? And we've all had those days where you're in the flow and everything happens and it moves too. So if it's not happening, you're not in alignment with it, right? And yes, I teach that all the time, and that's what she said, as well as you're not in alignment with it, but why are you not in alignment? So do you want the recognition? Do you want the attention? Do you want to be the hero and the conqueror? And I had to ask myself that, because that's actually a victim loop, right? You always start with the victim starts as the prosecutor, then there's the victim, and then there's the hero. And what we often don't understand is many times that's us within us, right? The prosecutor, the victim, and the hero, we loop through that. And that's what stops our abundance. And that's what stops our manifestations a lot of the time, right? And so if we just stopped and said, what can we do differently today? And how can we be great? How can we be better? How can we be different? And I'm in those of you that know, I'm in a course called, you know, the Growth Course with Jason Cisneros and Anton Jay. And what they say often is, how can we be great? What did we do great today? How can we be better? And what can we do differently? And so as I was implementing that process into my day today, I realized that instead of the struggle, why? Find out the why, right? So I set these goals and I set all this stuff for my business. And then I stopped and I realized, like, what is the why behind all of that? What is the reason? Not the, I want to save the world, this is my mission. Yeah, all of us have that. But what is the reason why you're not having it, or you need to have that, right? And find the need behind it. And that's what is, I guess, the biggest thing is I didn't even realize that I was addicted to the attachment of it. I was addicted to having struggle, because if I had this struggle and someone else could either come rescue me, or I was going to be rescued by myself or someone else. And so it was that inner child within me saying, don't worry, you're going to be rescued. And when you're rescued, you're loved, right? As opposed to me saying, wait, I actually want to do this because I really love doing this. And this is not working because I actually really don't love doing this. And I'm struggling with it because it's not really in alignment with what I want to be doing or where I'm going. And I stopped and I just paused and I said to myself, this is pretty damn amazing, because if I didn't have to struggle through this, what's on the other side of struggle? Ease and grace and joy, right? And how can this be more graceful, how can I do this with more ease? How can I do this with more joy? And if I can't find the answer to that, it's not in alignment with my soul, right? And if you can't find the answer to, this is going to bring me ease and grace and joy, then you shouldn't be doing it, right? And so maybe you're taking on projects, or you're in a relationship, or you're doing something for all the wrong reasons, right? And so what if we followed Regan's advice today and just said, how am I addicted to the struggle? And stopped and said, I don't need to struggle because I don't need to rescue myself. Actually, I'm going to do something that brings me joy instead. And I promise you guys, when you do that, it's going to trigger some big things within you, but it's all there, showing you the right way. So thank you. I honor you and I love you. And thanks, Regan Healy, for your beautiful tip today. You're amazing and wonderful. And follow her if you have not. Basically, she's pretty damn great. And yeah, go get them, guys. Follow your joy. Follow your bliss. Life doesn't need to be a struggle. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.